So let me start off by saying this game right here looks absolutely incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, and like you guys know me, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan by any means, especially with MW3 and the way I talk about it, but this game right here actually has impressed me on the showcase. They went above and beyond, and honestly, the showcase ended up stealing the show at the end of the Xbox showcase right there. I watched the full, like, what was it, 25, 26 minutes of the Black Ops 6 Direct, and honestly, this looks incredible, and we're going to talk all about it in today's video. Before we do get into the video though, if you can, be so kind, go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're on the go to 400 subscribers right now, so I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support recently. Let's get right into the video.
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated the highest levels of the US government, branding anyone who resists as traitors, and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them.
So for one, we'll talk about the graphics in a minute because obviously the graphical display right there looks really good, but I will say this, the story does sound really cool and everything. I mean, apparently we're going to be going against the machine because it sounds like what's going to happen here is someone's going to infiltrate the US government, someone's going to take control, kind of like the General Shepard thing in Modern Warfare 2 in the original one when they went after Soap and Price like that. It sounds like they're pretty much doing that with Woods this time. However, as we'll see later on in the video right here, Woods is actually in a wheelchair now in this game.
Something you should see.
In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6, CIA handler Jane Harrow. She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant.
Okay, so the Troy Marshall dude actually looks cool and everything. Like, I mean, if that's going to be like Woods' protege, he actually looks like a really cool campaign character and stuff, so it'll be cool to explore him. And I like how they're setting up, like, kind of like the newer generation of Black Ops going into the future, because obviously Woods is old and, like, he's pretty much dead at the current day's storyline, but it's kind of filling in those blanks with, like, who our new characters, like, will be moving forward, which I love. However, I will say this, the last time I heard them describe a female character like that was, like, Star Wars The Force Awakens.
The campaign is grounded within an expanded campaign hub called the Safehouse. You might remember we also had that in Black Ops Cold War. It's in an abandoned manor by an ocean cliffside. What's most unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a lot of intrigue to the Safehouse and will allow players to explore and discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safehouse experience.
So I feel like this one will be kind of like split, you know, and like who likes this returning feature and who doesn't like this returning feature. This is obviously in Cold War, and honestly, I didn't mind it too bad. The only things that I feel like people don't like is when you have to, like, you know, walk around the safe house, talk to main story characters to try and fill in the blanks in between missions, and if you don't talk to them, you're missing some of the narrative. I don't feel like people like it when it's like that. But honestly, I really did enjoy the safe house and everything, and honestly this one does look pretty cool, so I'm pretty excited to see what this looks like when it comes out.
With Black Ops 6, our goal is to create a more connected experience that keeps players immersed across every single mode. We've pushed ourselves at every corner to innovate and craft the most signature Black Ops experience for our players. Movement has been a consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty, and with Black Ops 6, we're redefining movement across the entire game. For the first time ever, players can sprint in any direction and move like a true Black Ops action hero with an entirely new global system we call Omnimovement. This unlocks the ability to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide, dive, and our enhanced supine prone in full 360 degrees range of mode. We focused on supporting 3 core playstyles for launch. Enforcers are the slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all about intel and counter-intel play. And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team.
Okay, so I had to put in that second clip right there, but first things first, the Omnimovement system right here, I'm like so excited for this. I can't even begin to describe how excited I am for this, because this right here is going to redefine Call of Duty moving forward on every other game that comes out after this. So this is like a whole revolution, as in like if you don't buy this COD this year, if you don't get this COD and play it, then you're not going to be able to play any CODs beyond this, you know? Like you have to get this, you got to get used to the movement system. I'm assuming this will probably be in every single Call of Duty moving forward. I think it's very cool, although I will say that I hope it doesn't allow us to run backwards at full speed like you would be able to sprint forwards, because that just doesn't make sense. Like a real human in real life can't run backwards as fast as they can forwards. Now the second part right there about the enforcers, strategist, and recon part right there, that's going to be a mixed bag honestly, because if that's like kind of like the operators in the game, which I know hopefully there is no operators in this game, but it looks like what they're going to do is like have those 3 core playstyles right there. If that's the only playstyles out on day one, enforcer, recon, and strategist, I can see how a lot of people will not like that. I mean, me personally, I would like more optimization in my classes than that, but I mean, I guess we'll have to see on launch day. This is way too early to be talking anything negative about it like that and everything, but I guess we'll just have to see.
Hit zones are regions on a character that react when taking damage or dying. In past games, we've only had 4 regions. For Black Ops 6, we've actually increased that to 9 regions, so now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then we'll play a bespoke death animation depending on that location that they were hit.
Okay, so for this right here, I think that a lot of players, like pretty much everybody's going to be happy about this, because even since the early days of Call of Duty, people would complain about, oh, I shot him in the head, how's he not dead? I shot him in this body part, how's he not dead? You know, you wouldn't be alive from that for real. So hopefully this will fix a lot of that stuff right there with having 9 different areas of the hitbox now, so we can get more accurate feedback. And it'll also be cool to see like custom death animations for shooting different parts of the body as well.
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a goal to make leveling and XP matter more than ever. Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog, there's a lot of love, both internally at Treyarch and that we see in our community, for how we used to handle prestige. Traditional prestige is back in Call of Duty with Black Ops 6.
So I'm not even gonna lie, this one actually almost had me tearing up right here, because like going back to classic prestige, I think that's something that everyone's wanted for a long time. I've heard a lot of other people talk about this in the past on videos throughout like the past 3 to 4 years about these newer Call of Duties. I've heard people talk about how they miss getting like the special, you know, prestige pack emblems and stuff like that, because it was very exclusive to try and get those emblems, and it, you know, it made you stand out. People just like, we miss the simple things in Call of Duty, and that's what made me get a hit of nostalgia when they got to this part in the video. That kind of reminded me of the Black Ops 2 era. It just, I love it, and I hope that we go back to the custom prestige. On top of that, you know how they usually release levels throughout the seasons right now to increase the max level in Call of Duty. With this Call of Duty, they said all 10 prestiges will be available on day 1, so that's also another awesome thing. So this is like the old Call of Duties. If you want to grind on the first week of the game being out, you can literally get to prestige 10, or if you want to take it chill, you can just work your way there. But either way, it's available from day 1, which I actually am very excited about. That's probably the best, one of the best changes. And this next one that we're going to talk about in the last part of the video right here is the biggest change that I think every single player is going to love beyond the shadow of a doubt and accept.
Round-based Zombies is back, and we're picking up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce that there will be 2 brand new maps available at launch, with a curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover.
So this one was kind of expected due to all the leaks and everything like that throughout the past year, but everyone was kind of upset about the way that Zombies was going anyways, and Zombies being such a big cash cow of Call of Duty, they realized that they had to fix this problem very quickly. So now we're finally getting classic round-based Zombies back again, which is great. And as you've seen that last part of the video right there, Adler, which is one of my favorite characters from Call of Duty Cold War, is returning. They said this game is a continuation of the Call of Duty Cold War story, but they said that this story will also fit in with the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 stories too, that was set in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which is crazy. I think it's gonna be cool to like get all this connected and everything, because we've also heard rumors that the next Call of Duty game after this will be a Black Ops 2 direct sequel, which would be incredible at that point. I feel like if they hopped us up with this game and then they release that would make MW2 and then MW3's like release back to back look pitiful compared to this game's release and then, you know, the new Black Ops game. But anyways, we'll see what this game looks like upon launch. I can't wait till they start doing the closed and open betas. I'm going to try and participate in both of those and start streaming on the channel. We're going to do a lot of content stuff with Black Ops 6, so I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys on Friday.